Yo abusia nan so ye kwesi ada biomene wo ene wa ha. Ye started quantum of nananom last week na wote wasum na nkrofo questions bebre. And then me catch wo last week ni say make sure how to approach this whole system no. And I see ni ginaye catch wo pim. Say obi eni wa all worship hwe. Ade bia de wo to worship no. I catch say bow down no. Obefa wo voice, obefa wo face, obefa wo identity. Medikan ya kan no so akire wo. E na ma be kire wo sadia ye nananom ka abosomsem na tie. Anyhow, we distorted the whole thing no. The platform no is equally open. Me catch you last week say and then no. Ye beka said the ye ya abosomsem ni ade ni na be start ye. Any the ye ya enyame ana whatever they created no e feel say ono de obedi ye nye so. Ni yenso ya atum. Ewiase we ya yete ewiase papa no. Original on the natural universe now world ayetimu no. Onipa daseni ene da kane onu no dom o taking dominion will be bia so demons ni bibia energy biara anywhere so to me di nipa to form. That is the original setup. Into anything e ka kire wo say koto da ho ye say no e yade a esom wakoa ene ebinum greediness ene omo enviness nti omo yeye eniama na beduro na de na omo yeye ye say eniama na nne me ne wo e ba beche. And then we are talking about angry gods, part 2 of quantum of nananom. And when you me what 3 stages at the fame. When worshiping the companionship, idea back when you bedi kan yashe. Na fe yashe cleansing the divine hack. Yabesha no so. Na fe ye wi a yaba the new shrine is you. The enti America say no. So wa adwen dia na wodwen we wi a sebio kafrache. Na wakotena se yesu. Usu wi a na wa restart wo no wa fa wo ho adwen foforo. So obi fie boba da ho a enye wo de ya. Enipa ne fie boba. Nti o tumi fa boba ne medidi usika. So obi fie edua bi si wa enye wo dua. Because said me catch last week no, efie bia na aban ewom a ebo fie no ho ban. Na enye ne ye huhui. E na nananom na me nananom ben. Obi a wobi. Ye behwem ni ahye nananom ko. A omusisi isi ho. Because in actual fact, say ye beka bibia the clay no ye penny for sacrifice is your body. The blood no mo penny for sacrifice is your body, your blood. Patriotic ase. Na ye sis for bibi kwobosum no so na sacrifice. We are talking about your ego, your shortcomings. Mama yen delve deeper into this episode ni yen share their ewum. Last week we did something that we hardly do on this show. I don't really go straight to bosomsem like that. Say mini downloads na me nko ho. Ade a me share that new in total knowledge. I don't go. But where there me catch us na a lot of downloads to speak about the good and soft side of a bosom and family deities. And when I know the first time I'm ever entering into this, I proper downloads, then we hit on the grounds. I brought to you a very clean perspective where these deities were not asking for blood. Moja ewo umuno a tie to ancestors. You carry their DNA and everything. So moja ewo umuno intimi enough sacrifice to connect with them. And you're not a ponchi moja and buru wu nipa wu moja so. Akuko moja mburu wu moja so. Sasa mo na person na yehwe ni ye. Because na nkrofo bisa say ntina libation here the den you let's get into the episode. I brought to you a very clean perspective where these deities were not asking for blood, and killing family members anyhow. And the ebe bosom no wo fie ho. No. Ono bosom no wo fie ho no. Obetimi ahye nipa ni nyina ase. Na ohye nipa ni nyina ase ahwan na besom no. Say ye bosom papa, say dia mu claim na. Na wo maame mu fie bosom na. Omode efie wo nipa nyina akwaji sika na enti na efie wo no muntumi nwo ba no. So omode fie wo nipa nyina akwaji sika enti na efie wo muntumi nwo ba. Na nipa no to wadim na wo kasa kire no no. Ono no kwaji bosom na na. So the fie wo nipa nyina akwaji sika na omo enti mi nwo ba ade no no wanyi. Ya wo na otu wanim a obisa na wo asem onipa da sani nwini we hu ena mu fie ofo omude efie wo sika nyina akwa na omude kwaji nipa nti no hia wo fie nti nkrofo na wo fie omu ndidi ena omu ewu na omu da sote ase ye nka sem bi nkire se bi nyansani enu nti na make kire wo say do not act based on your conditions because conditions are temporary and decisions are permanent. It is a wo acting now your decisions biara based on your condition, you will be in trouble. Because when the condition need change here, the decision now making now permanent. You can't do anything about it. Na senye u condition kasa asemi a meka kire osesi ye ka kire nipa ase be kafra facha me adwene da nitirim se wo fie ofo no omo de fie nipa nyina akoji sika nti na nipa wo nti wo ye de ne wo ana wo na akoji ade ne bai na ye de wo fie woni ye de nipa ye akoji sika ne ye de sika akoji nipa nti no hia wo ho nti mu am wo mu ndidi obi en sha atade mu nyina mo ho de da so sa asem we na ye hwe omo nkofa de a ebe wipe the entire generation no away e you be no time wo e no metwe akowura sa de nim no no akun no de ahye bibi na ye de bibia eno na me pese ye hwem ekọ akire but rather a situation where they possess very powerful data collection and processing capabilities beyond any technology in the universe. Medical culture last week when they say bosom, what it means. Makacho say you downloads, and I have told you, the ancestors told me. Any other thing you hear is a lie. Say kokunipa, kokuwe. They were not vampires to demand for blood to drink. No. If they want to connect and they feel they want to connect through blood, you carry their blood. That's why you are their bloodline. That's why you are their DNA. That's why you are their lineage. I am doing this follow-up editorial because I know how confusing the first one will be in some people's assume. Here, we are seeing all these gods cursing people, killing people, and striking people with poverty and diseases. The biya senya. The biya ufi abosom asofo no no muta yes apa. Asofo no. Ena mufi abosom na omu ye mu sei. Ena mufi abosom bosom ben ya. Omu ntumi mbo omu di nso. De nti no omu yes a omu ntumi nka. Na enso so ko Yesu wo so a many are the afflictions of the righteous. Na de fie wo de enye many of the afflictions of the righteous. Omu de omu no mu kunipa. Omu no omu ko se bone. Ko se busuan bosom pe. Ena e ko so stroke. E ko so sickness, e ko so poverty. Ena ejen waje wa ware, waje wa wodie, waje de bie fie abosom no. Ena omu je sa niam awu. Na wanka se fie abosom na wo ka no. Ena me kire mu kire wo. Last week no omu so omu bosom na nkasa po omu nim ade kon e bosom. Ena wo nso so a wo accuse bosom no kora de wa yera. Wo you lost. Then out of nowhere, Maame Grace starts telling us that these are powerful mirror storages for our frequencies and everything. Mami we pade no kiken. The way you look, the way you see bosom, the way it's been printed in your head. Any the way I wate ase, any the way I make ye sabi wo obi a wo dream deeper. Eye den na no mo ye. Yente ase na de ye hu isu efiri he. Eno ne ye hwe ho asem. In short, if you die and you have something dirty that you give information to, when you are born back into the family, the God will be asked, who is this person who has been born? The deity and whatever you call it, God. That is where we used to get our names from before religion demonized all those practices. Intina ye wu akola na ye de nako. See afana nkasa afa. Say nananka practices net you. Ena ebinum etina se no mo say no na ye yankasa de ye kura de bon kan. When a chief or priest is pouring libation, he calls names, summon gods, and tell them everything that has happened in the family. Intina nyo obi ano sorry okogunsa. Ano pour libation na libation ni mpo hwan etu ni di libation na enye prayer. Why? Na why kura na kwachira mu say snap kura na ye de bom paye. Ye bedu wo. It is a way of giving information. Se papa no priest ni gina wa na linguist ni gina wa na o bom paye na okeka na obobodi na eye asem na oka. Ordinarily good data, so like I told you last week. But let's see where the problem of your shock might come from with the first editorial on this topic. Last week, the Kanan Crofon Wedrum, and they shared the Bama who drew more. Sanka wouldn't be a nyami way no bibet me. Me come trust and Kenya current conditioner. On foul, and confras any mempo no wako consortium. Na me cano, me ma wadwene mba for mo last week in me chrew, baby anything worship. Run. Personally, I went to Benin with my team for the quest of Akabulan. And in one of our visits, we saw things. Yehunia, me see the quest of Akabulan. Because they were turning it into gobe. And na mi jai mom so munye ne yenhwe. A single drone, nobody has been able to fly it for a show like that. And you are coming to joke with it. I left it for them to joke with it. When they get tired, we will take it on. And believe me, if you hear the stories of ritual sacrifices, blood and killings in the name of these gods, you will never ask that we go back to their worship. Sameka killing, so one person will be baby as a busumi in a free bar, upgraded version to who are. What they share all religions, natural killing, say, share on one casa, the way he killed. All these worship, they are killers. Any ama yeko hu wo from King Gezo, any King Yele palace. Wall na wo ho no kro mu di nipa blood na fiti ade na di see. If you know these gods, what they can do, you will never worship anything. And I am saying this because I know that after this editorial, people will start hustling on the street with the theory. Me wie theory way. Ebi mbetimi start say actually the way ubetimi a healing ancestral memory karmic trauma, they will sell it right now. You will start hearing people advertising that they will create a god to keep your family memories for you. Into my main kaneti and ye. And yes, I've been wanting to start chichere boa. Ya chichere boa mamu to say bobore. Eto mamu. Say ye. Yeah, my ancestral. I don't know what you people want. I really don't know. But beware. Again, be warned. And yeah, easy. Come and pay money so they can show you how to use your family gods to mirror your frequencies and memories. Because Mami Grace has said it, it will turn into a abochi. And I say suya. They are thieves. I have said it. They are thieves. They have zero knowledge about it. We are better 10,000 times better than them. They have zero knowledge about this. Enti memo bia me kan say obetumi aye ancestral mirror any ade memory amount. Me na me ka kire. Take your time and learn it. Pick it one after the other and you will get there. I believe, I know, I trust. Don't let these thieves get through to you. I'm sorry, but they don't know what they are talking about. They have zero knowledge. When I spoke about the twin flame thing, when we say me jai sa to see say unima to aswe. Jai sa months, 9 months or something, and I'm the traumatic bond by. Say see sa na me no. It's not a chicken change. You can have one downloads. Ebi was 6 months and so bet to me complete downloads no. Ebi wa watch she ni nyina wie no. 8 months, 9 months later, na assign it to us. It is not for trade. Pacho pa. Enti any year na some way download say me dey ma we. Obi ankoton amount. But me dey ma now dey hu ye. Enti me man ton amount. The enlightenment I'm bringing you goes beyond the bloody baths of worshiping gods or doing business with traditional African worship or ancestral memories. What I'm doing here goes beyond this. All these things I just mentioned. Do not allow anybody to sell it to you. And be cautioning people. And when you see them advertising, omo tonwa, si omu hu, ebi enyansafu mienu bi, ebe hu no matwe omu save omu so. They have no idea. They themselves are lost goats. They are lost. They have zero knowledge about what they are selling. Minya, tie dia make achiro no. And that is why I want to do more explaining to give you a reason why people like that got these gods to turn into masters and bloodthirsty beasts, sitting in our family homes and raining curses on generations after generations. Sa niyama wei ene ekofa sa etirimopoi omo no omkofa sa adwen boni wei ene sa niyama boni wei nyina ede baaye. Ena sa niyama wei abetena ye fie mu ena edi boni na yen soso ye lusi ye ho ena because edi boni ema ya ade ayepe emfaso oni ho a wu kura obantumi protecting ye protect yom ena ye kobrim. Meanwhile, stay alert and learn. I'm your Sunday preacher. I will be here. And I am telling you, if I'm not here, somebody will be sitting here, one of you, doing this. Call your pastor and spiritual advisor. And Boros, I am their mother. Call them to watch, but warn them that they should stay away from hustling with my theories. Tell them for me. Lazy thief spiritual people. Frosters. Tell them. Call them to watch. They need to watch because they are learning. I'm telling you, they are learning more than you can think of. They just don't want you to watch because they sell some of these editorials to you. Do not lose guard. Different from why? Say it's another day. And then you better how to enter into a shrine. And they can package it for you. If you want to use my theories, say it and give acknowledgement that you got this from Maame Grace. And you know, one thing you got, you are not able to add up. Still, when you steal my editorials, you can use it, but don't sell it. It's not for sale. Huh? And when you steal it, give acknowledgement. Make sleepless night. It's not for your profit. And tell them you got it from me. Mother of all spirituality. Do not steal because I will let the gods chase you. I'll call a shoe for you. Me jani di frepe na when you talk akra me friend na ubenya pressure. One kasa wunya pressure. By force things. Me metumi ama when you acha wo maame. I was here e da foforo and the episode no. Fa open na paper ate. Na wala nkasa. Me everything all happen this God baby omu fidie a year your mobile no. Na pick it up. Me mo akwa ababiom e de ba time with Maame Grace Jumedie kese so. Yo enensusu yakwesia da biom abusia mankrankra bia kwa aba mankrakra bia achi at the bad time with Maame Grace Jumedie kese you saw on this platform. I am always the prettiest preacher. Call me Kasongo, call me Queen Osika, and also say Saint Osika. I am the only living saint. I am one of the prettiest. In fact, I'm the prettiest. I am one of the Africans' nicest spiritual visionaries. There is none like me. I am Mama G, the greatest. I welcome you to Time with Maame Grace. Today we are discussing Angry Ghosts, part 2 of Quantum of Nananum. We did the first episode last week. So went to me and share Mr. So you can get a full editorial. No, now what's so I free mo. Abusia, I want you to breathe and listen with the ears of the soul, please. Obibi Sansa, where is the ear of the soul? Should I show you? Because here is where our story takes a dark turn. What we discussed last week was so powerful. But today we are taking it into the dark side of this whole thing. In the beginning, the Abosom were not gods to be feared. They were reflections, quantum frequencies, holding memory and meanings. We nana omo wohofo. We nana omo representing. I told you this in details last week, how they were operating, the reason your ancestor was having bosom. The purpose of serving my family, no, which last week. They served the family, they rather served the family. They echoed our truth. Because reflections will show you your true picture, your face. So we show reflections wo mirror mu na se wo mpe bibi wo ho a untumi kan kire mirror no yi wo na wo bekwa akoyi ni waye ne de a wo pe. That was our ancestors. That was African spirituality. They replayed our past to help us develop. This was what they represent and more beautiful things. This was what they were calling abusum. Last week said, don't lure this to any of the ones you see. They were not asking anybody to worship them. They were rather serving the family. And niyama no mo ye no eno na mebu boss e de ma last week no. They gave us information when we needed it to progress. But something changed, and what was that? These entities, these deities, this abosom you call them. Obi so obi kura se den na ye bosom a ontumi nkyere what bosom is. Ontumi nkyere what bosom is. O de ne namba ho. Juma na omudi e de ma ye no enu niye. Edi en esisanye a ma yenye bedane purpose edi ma sa abusumi. As generations passed, we stopped using them as our mirror. We began to worship it out of greed. Greed has really caused Africans. When greed sets in, automatically jealousy is coming. And when there is jealousy, hatred sets in, and then killing ebeba akumanim. And when a man bows long enough to a mirror, he forgets he has a face. Can't wait till last week. What are you bowing to? If you bow to a mirror, bow to whatever, you yourself, you forget you have a face. Some of them, when they are entering, they will let you enter with your back because they don't want you to remember you even have a face or eyes to look at something. We forgot that these deities are extensions of us. We make them. We create them. How do we worship what we have created? And not masters over. They were never masters over us. These deities you see were never masters over us. So where from all these brohaha? We began to project power onto them. Giving them personalities. You projected powers into them. You personalities. We started giving them tempers and preferences. We started corrupting them with our greedy and jealous nature. Onipa. Dia uhunenda aye chaka tantantan obi starting ni kitu ebi. Na yenya ya chichire ne dia boru ye tirisu ne ye nama mani hunumu. Enu su yin echi omo many pa ni asumunjo no. That is why you will see two people worshiping one thing. And they will be fighting. O Kristo ni beka kire ni nua Kristo ni say we nye sunsun sore nye papa we afre we nti enye nyankopon we ayese nye say kremoni beka kire ni nua say ofisu na ofi amadi ofia obosom beka kire ni say we your konfo azan we your konfo say one thing na mosom say ye papa adan na muku e wo ho say we nye papa. You people are calling the same thing. So what is causing the division? That should tell you that it has got nothing to do with mankind. Yanya menipa. Ensu oto etogu obi ade so. Ye nyina ye hyeso ewo mba. Obi anyo hia ni na enyo obi oyewe. Ade na de ba ko na moye. Na muntumi enye nko bankrum. Na kire se error wo ho. De nipa ehye ye eni ne nipa susu ye because of enibre. Eno ne ye ne. Soon, the shrine was no longer a feedback system. It became a courtroom. Obi ebejina sade we no motaye wo Nigeria movie mu. Obosomfo no te anim na oye janiu no. Na o mapia na de sika ama no. Na wakwa akohwehwe bibi no de aye bosom no. O de deactivate no. Na watumi age ne bribe no waye ni niama. Do you think say one enso na kasa mai de poto ntinsu enso we wokuromu amindi say bosom bia betena sa kankan ni mu. Because energy snare te wo kura umpe fi energy or one full conscious or kotena sa kankan ni mu ayeden but wo gidi pass senka omo tete galamsey site nsuo na wo ho no se energy snare wo mu ni wo mu a e na akonfo no tete ano a e ba ne se no broni fi di kuro matu abetu nsuo no aye ne poto wo behwem no na ebi a misi ebi a okonfu bi waji sika bi no nim bosom na ne wako deactivate no nti o metu ama nsuo na se mikromofo nyi nsuo no na obi greed nti we deactivate ana wa silence bibi na ebi no anya kwan atwi afa so. This is how all these things started, because energy wo ho a eye energy etuo wo ho eye tuo sekan wo ho eye sekan eye nipa na befa no de edi bone eye nipa no befa de eku obi. So we need protective humpo a wo na wo nipa e na wo befa na de protective nti e ba ne sen na these energies omo be ye blood. Who introduced blood to them? Enye nipa e be ba ne sen nipa ebe sesa sa to me nadwen because of greed, hatred and jealousy. Ene yeti besi ne Africa wie ye e na wo hu ni sei ave shrines na nka ye kɔ hɔ no mo no na ye kɔgye frequency feedback no enye biom sesi abeda ne courtroom. The shrine became a business for the priest because of enibre ntino ababa ye we na kire said dia when greed set in bibia nya adwuma wo ba bia greed set in the foot e wo ho bibia ni ho aye adwuma wo ba bia greed set in the foot wo anuanu betimi start ye adwuma ba ko be ye greed per problem aware for betimi start ye adwuma ba ko be ye greed per problem. Say greed e show ni face forget it. The priest started getting free virgins and sleeping with people's wives. You couldn't question it. Because as a son for dear all you know, on farm money home by. No nya kaso say, nyamene say pe. One kasa wodo man no kura bekwa koman. Is that not what is happening now? Akromfo na nka na tete no abosom ne cheche no. Enya akromfo ya na tete omu use bosom. Powder no omu hugu nkrofo so ne ade no me na me no ya na. Ana me na me ye powder no. Na abosomfo na nkasa anya platform use anamba. Omu se bebre ya akromfo, omu fa nkrofo yere. E ba ne sen na beduru that level. You couldn't reverse it because ono wa silence and wa deactivate adekon e be bo na twe form no osi ho no ode bosom ye we two things ye won krofo a omo akode bosom na omo de ye bibi e di ewuo e de ye omuniama ene ye won krofo nso so omu ni hwe ade to hwinim na si ho na omo ye hu dede just so they can get food to eat. Ye won varieties. If I decide to go deep, we'll get there. So that we do no che. What's you can't doubt it because what deactivate ade no what dane ade nani mahwe baby or no pe. Hey, and worse, the people assigned to serve the gods, akomfo and wofafo, they became custodians of fear instead of truth. Afedie, omude otumi deactivate ade na afei ono ankasa use effort ono an benefit. I'm telling you point blank that ade where are you treating in the one. Take your time and learn it if you want to approach it, because minim me say that minim abosum ni bia ye deactivate omo no e na omo de bayiye scavengers ma church obayiye dadanti unim omo de omo tena abosom no so tie enti omo di bone a na omo akɔhye bosom na taade anim because omo deactivate no na omo nya bibi e de ahye. We will go deeper into that one. Enti se wo se wo go back to nananom a aye check ade a wo kofa no se wo nim mpo a check hwe se scavengers ni nkotenam emfa nsamanfo ni nkotenam enye se wo kofa hwe se wo nanade a wo se wa kofa scavenge ayi vulture instead of eagle. Watch it. Nti omo akọ mo dane ade nani e na omo de ye ade ma omo ho e na nkrofo esese omo ka no kore no afedi omo di fie e na ehye nkrofom ba bia wo kwa ye di fie hye omo die. When truth is distorted, no matter how powerful that thing is, it becomes useless automatically. Emfaso bia ni so biom e be ye joke. Is this what abosomsom has become? It's a question. They became power drunk and corrupt with lust and hatred. And I mean, I'm powerful. That is what is happening everywhere. show off. Me to me kum me bowdua me ye usay na me frefre de keke ka ho. Corrupt. They are ye pe na ye pe. We don't care. And the dwamambo. Abe say ye mu ma say twem. No time. They are ye tanya ni obi oso chen ye. Is this not what we see now? This is how we started. Let's be honest today. Let's be honest. There are shrine priests who turned sacred duty into personal dominion. Meboa, mummy and kano krema ye ho. We spoke to Nufialaga the other day about Charles Ajenasare. Nino gokpo asem no. And then Nufialaga kan ekosi saying, look at how people were boiling. Ekosi saying, we saw how we went. E dey na eko. Leaders no, e dey na omo focus so. It's a question. Or say man fa bishop anka. Who na you bishop? Me so me bishop. Now ye Charles Ajenasare. E ye brofudi, ye bo brofudi ya ye fa bra anka ho na man anka ho. So why are you angry right now? I don't grant am munti ase where today say man fa bishop anka ho. Enye me he's not my bishop. Is he? He's your bishop. So when you are calling him, add it to it. But me born a brofudi so make born this so my body dey fine. Brofudi ye fa bra anka ho. Where so wefu? Hey, you people have emotional issues so. They used the gods to take undue advantage in various ways. So ukoko fam no mo pa no mo age. So uka no mo pa no mo age. So ufie no mo pa no mo age in the name of God. The same thing is what you see all over. Nkrofo bi o mo age wa de se nyame pa di no mo yusu ya. Ka how? They trained the gods to hate and develop dark desires so that they can use it into ojo wa de no wan fan ba na pai ebia na mugusu amuye ena mi hu we na mi hu we mi se sa de na mo nchi o mo ne de hye me. They poisoned a beautiful system, and up till now what have these deities become? Tolo beef. Such a beautiful system. Ya done almost so many things. Ama say o ma be than tolo beef. They began to claim exclusive access to the deities because all shade so say me see ye say mame or the nani besi Maame grace so say okoje ade or person on the platform onye say no I invoke it the same agreed in immune to me from baha. You lie bad. I'm just using it as an example. Be careful of what you are manipulating because it can go against you. This is how we started. And now look at us as black people. O Pedro, no what dane busum nani na obi village. O di akwaji kurana si nipe ina bedani omu slaves. You see our end. Mo ji omu nyina mo capture mo na matombi ama slave masters no mo de ko. Na mo de atoto plate ni unnecessary things. I saw all these things in Kingezo and in Yellows Palace. Omu to me di nipa ni tini bi. Na omu 9cc so. Ebi eno na omu di takra omu di nu omasum edi shishem. We turned all this beautiful system no into something else. So we can maltreat our own. How far has it taken us? Eno ni ende aha yeti. They manipulate a whole lot of things. We've seen pastors, bishops, ritual, whatever. Any nkrofo omo ni omo nam ni niama omo yeye. Omo dani omo kono omo expose omo ena na yeku nipa ena ni yeye sei ena o yefa ena oni hwe ena fa ha ena kusi ye ntini da bia. Energies are there. Be careful what you are manipulating. Only I can speak to the gods. Meaning say ne bi mutibe payo mo basa. Only I can interpret the voice of Nananom. The God say bring a white sheep and your daughter. Sa no mo ye. Eya me kwa na me ye powerful. Me na me ye we powerful ntidi yen. Eya me kwa na me timi ne nyame ne kasa, e na me frɛ nyame wei, for what? They are born pie. Jesus okra it me de ne kaisi nipa. Yes. Ah wa be wu amanipa. Nkrofo ye omuko wu ye. You won't shut everybody. Eya me yase papa yin hye omo mame. The God say you must marry me. See that so from the yin crofo bebre. I comfort the yin crofo bebre. And a God say me na me wuku. What do we partner akotire nimpo? Or say God say me na we jai no. It has happened 1 million times. The God say your brother must die. Oh, now no brother na obe foul no bu kwasea. Sebe. Now brother ni nenim nyansa na stopping na obe ka to say nyamini so brother ni wo no ma shafa no. Me say obi aka asem boni wo obi hu okurom ha na ebe mamu nchi ntum. We have warlocks in Ghana, 2 of them. They can hide behind things and let things happen. Because here in Kasa, we don't have control over our environment. We are the American one day. God said you should marry me. Who should na? And you size. And so God. My people, this is not spirituality. I can't play natural. This is a spiritual hack. That is what is actually playing in Ghana the most. Maka. These are men who tapped into the extended ancestral mind and changed it to serve their ego and greed. That's why we kill a lot. This is where men bear their fall. Obi hu tainti. Obi hu hinti. Aha. Mashiasiye. Ehane started. This is where we started to fall. Last. Hate, God complex, greed, ungratefulness, wickedness, and general evil against humanity. Just because they had access to something exclusive that had been kept for millions of generations. Is that not what we are seeing here? Kasa toto. And I'm here saying, who do you concern for one another? For what? You know you are lying. And I'm here saying, and I'm free and I'm going to see you. Saying. This is what is going on. You see the things we've done to ourselves. Me say, adie bia wo ye ne ne. Eho asem e wo wachire. Ebeye yase. Obeye adie ni nyina awie na hu susaso oba ne mpo na won kai. Sebe. Ye ni mema da ne 9 months ansa na yetumi wo. Ebi kura ne da 1 month ansa obehu so wanyem. Mumye enye careful. Otan ade obi nya wo hwe. Ni pay sukura mpa wo time na oka na mo asem enye wo mate woni ni mpo kasa ayanka bia waboa wa ma wa befie kakra. Now ask yourself, is this any different from what pastors and prophets are doing today? Is it anything different from all the spiritual people, whatever they are doing? What is different? Tell me. At the end of your what is the difference between what a malam is doing, a priest, spiritual person? We don't. Some of them, we don't know what they are. Is that not the same thing they are doing? This is not new. It is the same psychotechnology used first to mirror the soul, then hijacked to control it. This is what has brought African spirituality to the lowest level, greed. The shrine was meant to reflect the soul, not to imprison it. But the moment the mirror gained a mouth, and the priest interpreted it without accountability, we entered bondage. So I'm also telling the leaders of the country, from Papa President Mahama to whoever, she should watch out. All these prophecies near the air. And yes, they will say things and they will go and do the anyama to make sure that this thing happen. Because when they talk and there is no accountability for it, we are finished. I see I just miss Papa Dampare. If we don't stop this enemy, we wait. I'm here saying, we will enter into bondage. Say yes, so say any way so. No more card, ya more accountability. Even in Ghana law, there is nothing like spirituality. Mra, it will move and shame. No be tomua. Na fe yem to me measure social media ne kasam. It's too much. We will enter into bondage when they start professing it. You be enter into bondage. You bet now no be kebi. You be hungry mouth, lazy mouth, robbery mouth, ashawo mouth. Mouth, no be candy obeka eguadi. We will enter into bondage if we don't stop this. They became masters because they got their mouth to talk. They became God incarnations. This is what has brought Africa to this level. They became the chosen ones. They became men of God. And they made us sheep Is this what we want? And we are looking at this as if it's a joke. We don't even care. And they will tell you at this year and form and then quantity upon so all these things are in the Bible. To me, Jesus said, also take care of my young ones and my flocks. Flocks. Who are the young ones? Are we thinking about our young ones? Every decision that you make, you drink kolano. They chose royals and gave divine right to themselves because we fell with our face. So they mirror gain mouth to talk. The goons and out of jealousy. So me ubeku we ama me nkwa ade a dia ubeke bia mema why you active. Any ene. Aha yeti. So you see where we are now. Now you understand what I said. That when truth is distorted, it becomes not only useless, but dangerous as well. Because ade ani si ho. Na wo dane ani musenya. Baby ade behwe bi ebedi djuma. Eden ni yen ya ye ho as Africans. Besi ne ya da so kasa na me hu we na God we say which God? Ya ma wo bi say onsom. Now wo say wo besom no because oh me sum wo de ye dia me panyi na ama me. Wo ye wo be hu wo nde wo ho. Because wo call low Emano no jina wo no hu said yet here. Oh ma wo kwan ma sorry biom. I told my children this. It was an advice I was giving them. Enye wo choice, but me can some na akire. Me ka kire me man say hey. Se mo kona makwa akware. Efi amutim no. Ye koto ye niama box chicken bibia milk bibia milo box. It say super when you enter the store a fear store it is a supermarket. Inti so wo nim na akware obema omo no aso no pa bi omo nante ko store ho no makoto milk ba ko a wo bebre papa asema mi ke anyema no nsi bone wo peso ade apa bi aka because enye sa no ye detete wo inti wan sha wo sori akotompo wire be fi obebo na wo hwie so a one milk na wato no wo hwie a afi measure da ho wo ko ware bema ne Pepsodent wamie fi ase na ase no wawuroli na ano no ayafu wumia Pepsodent no wo mfimfini obeja wo maame so wahu wo kwei wahu ka wo drive a wo de ko wo na ko fa no or now say oh I love obeje wo ka na esi wasi fom na wo nsi fom biom onu be ka soro ho oga ensetie yin na anya pa minua ensetie yin na anya pa oyo but so do say mienu igbo ma unya the same thing wa ha ensetie yin na anya pa wate monkeys they play by their sizes me catch them me ma no na me too omofo say me asetina me dia ma we me fear first one baby esi sakomo no me second house esi to come to 22 me ko okra di be 3 years osofo bi na me de ma ni tinem ko he ade a waye wo fie o me fie me kuro mu bosom kora onye sa ade ni wo fie ho me ko ho abru 3 years baby a mahu baby a momote enti sa wo ko na ko ware na de wo ko sakomo no back me I didn't call you me de wa bedu ha me maame no so wa me brodo me stone brodo one bag one esam bag anadu ansamakoda wa baby am de wa bedu enti wo tete san wachi a enfra me minua entete san wachi because of obi ahwo ya obi nanim a okọ e ma ne nye wo ya mbroso. Let me use a modern metaphor. Enfra na me fanya example nchiro de American no watumi ate ase na wo yemu ahyehyew. Ebi elusu bi me say obi ase ni sika nyina just to bring somebody down. This is how all this abosomsem started. Say meje ne yire no meji krom wofo ni nyina de ye nyame na me nkoto jima no jimanim jimi identity jimi line jimi DNA na me nka jima ascension na me nka ye woni pa de bisa onfa ho ne mra ye be shama no the fact that obi beba form obeye na wo ye wi a ekira sem no te sen said the American no ma me use a modern metaphor me fa explain bibi ma. Imagine building a powerful robotic machine to help your family remember its lineage, oaths, and healing rituals. So she said what set a system. Now what she said system ade a wo pese enye ma wo enie Don't forget it is frequency. But over time, your grandchildren begin to pray to weight. Energy, frequency. It can still work because when who says sebi kafra mu fanche me wajimi, onana nejimi, oba nejimi, wakoto asiye so obon payamano. They believe it has divine will because it knows all your ancestry. Because a computer now whatever machine as if you watch ne maame o kire no onim se na ye ade ma one nana na ewuko obi ewuko but ade ni sifie ho enti akola no wodidie wonimu so onim bibia better omo ho so na enti na obesom no osori ano okoto no. They stop thinking for themselves and only move when the robot speaks. Osha omo be kohi ade e wo ho ayen ye yusu ana o serve yen na ebinumu greed any omo selfishness any omo hatred. Enti omo se omo de omo beda ni saying ye we mame just said that is how all these things happened. Adia eye adwuma ma ye no ye decide say ye beso ye de face ni ye bibi abema no so that obekuku nipa aye bibi opama. Instead of interacting with the obosom ana abosom, we began to worship them. Instead of learning how to read frequency and ancestral codes, we deferred our power to gatekeepers, who are the priests and chiefs. You see where we are now. The mind no longer extended. Adwena ye caged. Are you blocked? Are you hunted? Are you limited? You are limiting your home. You are limiting your home to nyamika na wako. Nyamika na waka. That is how limited we have become. When I say nyamia, me fa nkoshe Jesus obi ala omu nyina we worship them. They are part. Jesus one can come here one obi ala. They are part. Inimdi na nka mebobo me se behwehwe abosom 100. Me fro kira de sikenso no abobo abosom 100 din ama na machiwa po agu mitirim. Wo de se wo umfili hwea. Fa ne se wo de krama ya ba fie. No watete kramana because kramana be use onim wote voice wote scent baby obeko bi ya nti wo se wo som kraman no na kramana hu se wo som no obedwu nso agu wapampam obeye odi ope bia. This is where we stand because o ka chen so nko kama mi grace obeka akoka na ma wonti na wada ho na oda wo so na wo ye ni sei na wo ye ni sei na o control se see eyi wada ne battery energy without head. That is what Africa has become. Ya tu adwene ni nyina to akere ade se nyame ne cancer na nyame ni mpo a omodane omosa na omoda so ho onyame bi ni wakasa nyame be ya won kasa ne nyina ntie bi. So as those priests and linguists took advantage, now we have fake priests, all kinds of asunsum leaders taking advantage of people. It started years ago. Into the way omu manipulating the whole system na omu chim no. Eno na besin de ebinumu da so abo ho ban. Because don't forget say me see priest ni leaders ni bi na change no. The same thing ebinumu so ebo ho ban. So wani ba wo ho so na wo say yenka asem wani yenko ye chi da. Because those fake priests no omu manipulating system no have their generation. Omo ama ya dwene no anya adwuma ye tu ya dwene ne twene ye na emom de anyame ne beka no whatever bosom you call it na efe ye di so ye ma adwene no shrinke ye. The mind did not expand, it rather became limited. Fear replaced wisdom. They say who person can some now person can okore no mo threaten. So who sura de dia and ye shimshim kuma no tum. Obedience replaced intuition. The quantum mirror became a golden calf of worship. I know you remember when we did an editorial on this recently. This is where we are. And some of you today are still afraid of the shrine your great-grandmother built. Not because the gods are evil, but because the system became infected by power and silence. Ebinumeni bre from ministry to wherever. Leaders ni na munhwehwe me ebinumo. Omo ni bre nti no ma ye bad decision. That's so aba ye nyina yeso. It started not yesterday. Africa is like this because of these goons. And Crawford no that bad decision in asefo wo ho. When you go to Benin, baby American king yele ni king Yezo palace na. And Crawford na no mototo enipa edema colonial masters na omode kono. Omo ma na ewo government ni mu besi nne. Nti wo sha ehi ni yebeko. Eni da so ben ena wo ho ma Africa. This is what happened though. Inuya. They say they are sunsun. When you are even saying when you are even preaching the way, you are in trouble. So no krena ye ka kire wo na wo mpese wo beti enu enu ni o. They got hacked. The system no got hacked. And instead of serving you, they are enslaving you. And this is what I'm saying, we should go back a little bit and rethink. Why don't we see this as a war and fight for our rights? Rather, akoto ni akoto wo de yenya ni saa say ewiase na ye won obia wade obewu ama obia wo kwan obefa so obewu se wo na obewu ama Africa di ni ho what is the point? Though they are ungrateful, even when you die for them, they will put your body in sack. Such wicked people. But we do it for them. Let's do it for them. Let's do it for the generation. Let's do it. Our ancestors has done so much for us. Say you bet me stop it distorting what they built for us. Then you come back a little bit. We are able to download all these informations. Your ancestor was not a killer. Instead of abusumu any deity is serving you. Asasi we na it is original natural land no. To me be anywhere wo to me change nipa. Any brenti, any otainti. Hwe bia ye mo ye ho akwa. Oh dia me pa na me pe me nka dia besi ochena. Enti kuni mame na mame we amema obibi a wo pe no the family ni na baba akunti. Any bre bia di ya beduni. They have become jealous of you and are thirsty for curses and spells. Who exchange your position with Obia? Medical cultural. Sometimes, nkrofobi baby or moneye. Makachiro who share me. Never reduce yourself for anybody. Never, especially man. Never reduce yourself to fit into a man. And I make sure me degree near there. Say me ba form na me wale. Me see so me jina wa pampemu. Adon so egu. Sebe. Nipa grow together. Nipa e grow. Sebe. Unim nyansa ubenyi. So de wo kofom. Ama uni obi ayepe. Obesi wa pampem because onyankopon ni hwep na mo kan de nti ode ni gina ho ene wo nyepe a atade ne wo nyepe mpo a wo nhye meboa empaboa ne wo nyepe wo behye ade no be ma na oba ne wo nyepe chinchina chin oduru soro wa na obehu level efensi wona mo ambeka se me pa kire se we mo mpe no kware me maka kire me ma no mi say hey it be your life. Me who move so I am done. New way. Now no, they've become jealous. It is happening everywhere. Oh boy, man no do so. They say I be jealous or drop you down the same way, the other way around. They are inflicting pain and suffering on the family. So okay, come on now, open. Okay, be instead of us making this or seeing this as a war, you defend the way. That bang. You defend the way that bang. This day it is no. Don't ask me which day it is. Because you know. Anything that say worship, a part of this. Anything that say blood, a part of this. Killing every single promising soul and instilling poverty like a generational right in the family. Mwanye mi say am do nyame kumu nyina. Mwanye mi say ameye mu say. Mwanye mi say ameye mu say. Omodi yewu na se. Omodi obi ebampo so mbe liberate a generational. This deity see they will help our own. They will buy the person. They don't have that right. Any deity that claim he or she have a portion on this natural earth should tell me. We dominate here, Bibia. The natural earth make an because these deities, after omo be yes so ye face ni more out of greed, no be create you yes no manipulate bibia. So when I say natural earth, understand this for me. Now let's look at cleansing the divine hack. But hear me now. All is not lost. We can restore the original use of the shrine, not as a place of worship, but a quantum connection of memory. This when I say it, we can restore this thing as a quantum of connection of memory, truth, and healing. We can do this. But how? Are we ready? So all masters of worship should listen to me. This is not about business. If you claim whatever you are doing is because of the people, this is what we should focus on. If it is business, it's okay. You don't have any assignment. But if you believe, it's about salvation as you claim, then this is the business. You have to stop all the worship. Go back and set our system up properly. I know we have developed an addiction to blood sacrifices and worship. Baby, worship. Almost started enlightenment. It's even cut across all religions. But we can do it. You bet to me, I say you decide it. You decide it. Say we pride ourselves in shedding blood. You cool and can openly. We can still look into it. And I know what we can still get into this and do something. We have millions of information sitting on divine hard drives. And instead of using it, we are sacrificing and bowing to it. Oh, how? Who does that? It's so sad and disgraceful. This is the main reason why Africa can't restore even a common map. That is turned upside down. How? How do you do this? No memory, no data, nothing, no info. You are just walking around just like that. You are just a sacrificial lamb. You can't even restore your own name. How do you redeem your lands? How do you break the borders? Imagine how amazing it will be to know your history from all realms. Imagine. Like they are telling you. When we say we are not abosom somfua, ebinum entiasio, because that's where they feed. Omo say abosom in yanosusu. Omo korampo omo nim so omo no ye big time. Because there's moja there. Na say abosom somfo no po kum nwan, omo de muku nipa. De ne ye worse. The libation is not begging. Another thing, listen to this. You don't pour libation to beg. Oh my God. Yeni abosom ni ndi chempe. Pacho, I dey beg. And I know abosom ndi chempe. Who pour libation, man, no so aye bibi ama. The same koju. What's the point? You don't pour libation to beg. Mark this on Fadway 2-3 mame. It is ancestral encryption. Una motebolofo pacho shishum encryption. You don't pour libation to beg. Libation encodes all our information and calls witnesses from water and land to store it. Oh, the drum is not noisy. It is vibration sinking. But yes, a vibrational synchronicity. Do our young people even understand the movement of Adowa to the drum sounds anymore? Adowa nchini ni ketenene adeno muchire wo school. Young ones ni pode omote ase. Ko Germany na kohwe asase ye yin na omo print e we whole book mu. Akola ba ko mudi ni fi ho baaye. Ode I'm going to show it to Maame Grace. No mode ne baaye wato ode asase ya all the osu bibia ni na omo wo mu na omo achro German kasa e na omo de kire nkola no wo school. Moti he lebum bebe. Kaba stone. Kolande na ko fere Jesus wo classroom say ye nje wo lines sa. Mo na magi bibia abom bo. Ewi ase amote. Mo ma ye nyen sakra bia na ye wo bibia na ye ho kire ye wo krom a. Ahodin hunu obi ewu na moje ko titles. Mo fa change mbra. Nkrofo nya adwuma nye, nkrofo nya bibi nye. Enu na hu hia. We don't know anything. Your young ones don't know nothing. We keep sinking. Because ade no ne asay na ne ya build was wanting kan kola no ye throw mo back na nko mo sisa the truth no ade ne ye ne ha obi anke radio so de ne ye TV so de ne ye we don't care. The deity is not a ruler, it is a reflection. We need to reclaim the shrine as a powerful spiritual technology. The Ebisa and Afa are rituals of alignment, not fear. Aden. This is what Afa represents. Ritual of alignment. Fine. You do not need to sacrifice goats every week to be heard. No. Aden. Why? The true sacrifice is ego, lies, and unresolved trauma. That is what we have to sacrifice. Our animalistic behaviors. That's what we need to sacrifice. That is the animal you have to sacrifice. That ego, that lies. That is what you need to sacrifice before you gain access to your ancestral memories. Sacrifice the ego and embrace the truth. Simple. This is what is called repentance. This is what is called born again. And Akan adage says, if you lose your mind, how can you return home? So we yira wadwene a. Obeden akofie. Wa yira wadwene unkai fie kwan. Obeden na obekọ. Ibisaw. The mind, when extended into sacred ritual, must still be your mind, not a priest tool of control. Say ye lucy yadwene a, ye hu fie kwan. Ye betumi extend no into a sacred ritual. And say ye jai kura say because ya yira kwanti, ye jai kura na priest no, and fa yadwene new control mechanism like controlling people everywhere. Now let's look at this. The new shrine is you. What does that mean? Abusia, hear this clearly for me. You are the new shrine. Tie. Medika chro de siye nyinara. Na se siye yi. Opasa wo ye de amika enya. You are the new shrine. You are the temple. You are the new shrine. Your body is the clay. And the tie no matete anwene ade no mo de se de atuatu na ni ase ni huni mu ne na ya ase no. You are the clay. Your blood is the libation. And I'm a catcher on the say, Moja wo your omunine, woni omunina nam sa moja ni mu. So almost say among Kaiwa, and ya potro moja, and I koto moja ne be hu. Your heart is the offering. They are born in you. When we awaken the original use of our ancestral spiritual technologies, we will stop fearing them and start using them again for truth, for healing, for alignment. This is what Africa need. This is what we need as Black nation. Don't be afraid to re-enter the shrine, no. But be sure it is the shrine your great ancestors left for you. That's why I was asking the Akomfone Abosomfono last week, said, be shrine be an obi ebe to me enter. And no obi was shrine says or enter. And this time, go with your eyes open. Men kata weni ne mfa uti en to form na mirror ne mfa weni no ebedi uso. Go not to worship, but to investigate first, then interact. Don't ever worship anything. You can go and investigate. Now we're interacting like our ancestors were doing. Go not to sacrifice your will, but to align your soul and research. Are you sacrificing your soul for who? For the when you meet the gods again, tell them this, say this to them. I remember you. Tell the gods, all the deities, tell them. Maame Grace say, I should tell you. Tell them, I remember you. I created you. You are me. I have given you the power. Kasa achire no, mo hu de oye no, de obo no, de o man ni say bie. Se me na me ye wo a, me na me wo wo a wo ye me. Semina me bo wa wo me. You cannot come and put me down and start in my apampam. I made a mistake by bowing. Now my eyes are open. And I'm telling you, I made you. So submit. Tell them this. You won't get it anywhere else. Adiam diamauno. That's what I want to you won't get this anywhere else. You sit and treat yourself. Abusia. Asama makani nyina me say wan kasa dwen ho fa kwa chie. Arehu o. Enende koto ha, enotena sori ha, enende koto ha. Meanwhile, Bible said, I have given you dominion over including demons. So what's the point? What is the point? These deities have taken our mouth, our image, and everything. And omuchi ye condemn. Ye who some faso. Umayen kwechire kakrani making this change. Asemi eye those eye omudia and eye omudia. Enye by force. I know we will get there. We a black nation kwa di adwen ho. Na adwen ho deep. Makram.